How is it going, everybody? AZ Plyo 21 here with one of these big booking streams, as you're going to see. Appreciate you guys, whether you are watching me on YouTube or Twitch, whether you're watching on demand on YouTube or on Twitch. Appreciate you guys as always. Links are going to be down in the description below for my Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Appreciate it. Last time that I saw you guys was for UFC 289, Volkanovski versus Rodriguez. Not too much change. The only really big surprise was Erin Blanchfield knocking out Valentina Shevchenko. She does have a date now set with Alexa Grasso. Valentina will have to win a couple consecutive fights before she gets another title shot, which does not seem very fair to her, but she was not able to win against Blanchfield, so it is what it is. Nunes, Moreno, and Volkanovski all defending their championships respectively as we head into this next month. And just as a little reminder of what is to come, our upcoming pay-per-view is UFC 290 Sterling versus O'Malley. 3 title fights on that card: Sterling versus O'Malley, Makhachev versus Dariush, and Zhang versus Yan. And then after that, the next pay-per-view is UFC 291 Jones versus Miocic. Jones versus Miocic for the heavyweight championship, Poirier versus Gaethje, Pereira versus Blachowicz, Wonderboy versus Rakhmonov. A couple really good fights on that card, and I know what I'm going to be booking for this next month. So if you will indulge me, we are going to go to the welterweight division. Leon Edwards will be defending his welterweight championship against Colby Covington. Now, I'm thinking I do 2 pay-per-views this month because one of them is definitely going to be in England, in London. Well, actually, did I not just book something in London? Hold on. Okay, no, nothing has been booked in London. Have I already held an event in London? No, I have not. Okay, good. I thought I was screwing myself there, but no. So it will be in London, and it will be Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington. That will be my pay-per-view at the end of the year. Middle of the end of the month. Middle of the month, I want to do one of those pay-per-views where I have multiple titles on the line. One of them will be the light heavyweight championship. It is going to be Jamal Hill taking on Yuri Prochazka. Yuri coming back after relinquishing his title after, injuring himself right before, I believe he was going to fight Glover again, right? Yeah. And then Jamal Hill ended up beating Glover. So yeah, it is going to be Jamal Hill facing off with Yuri Prochazka. And then we have one more title to book, and I'm interested to see if Erin Blanchfield will be back in time. She's back in 12 days. So we could do that fight basically immediately. We don't have anything for Nunes just yet. Featherweight division has to sort itself out. Don't really have anything in the way of the flyweight division as of yet. Brandon Royval coming off a win over Manel Kape, but he was just ranked number 6. He's on 4 straight wins. He's back in just a couple of weeks as well. Davison's moving to bantamweight, so I mean, it could be Brandon Royval, honestly. I don't know. Who's Cara France is facing Mateus Nicolau. It might honestly have to be Brandon Royval because he's the top-rated guy in the flyweight division as it currently stands. Dustin Poirier. We already have him facing off with Justin Gaethje. Volkanovski and Ortega. Do we want to do that again? Maybe I wait on this Holloway. See, the thing is not even, because coming off the win over Allen, but he's already lost Volkanovski 3 times. So he's just kind of like a mega gatekeeper at this point, unfortunately. Ryan Ortega, do we want to do that again? Arnold Allen maybe versus Josh Emmett. He's coming off the loss to Holloway, though. Emmett's coming off a loss, so that wouldn't really make sense. Ortega is coming off just the win over Topuria after losing twice. Oh boy. Featherweight's kind of fucked up, isn't it? Maybe someone from a division below? Someone like Merab Dvalishvili comes up to featherweight? Huh. It is really messed up at featherweight. Everyone's coming off a loss to Holloway or is already lost. Calvin Kattar's out for like 7 months. Featherweight's going to take some time, and that's okay. Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington. We know we're doing that. Adesanya. I know we have Robert Whittaker versus Duplessis. It's probably going to have to be the winner of that one. Brendan Allen's coming off a win over Derek Brunson. Not going to earn a title shot off of that, unfortunately. So are we really only going to have that one on that second pay-per-view? I believe we are. And we might throw Gon Pavlovich in the mix there as well. So yeah, that should be pretty fun. 2 pay-per-views that we're going to be booking along with 2 fight nights. It should be a lot of fun. So let's get right on to it. So end of the month in September in London. Actually, let's do the one in the middle of the month first. In September on a Saturday. And then it's Jamal Hill versus Prohaska. Let's see. Let's just make it in like Ohio. Do it in Ohio. Go to Cleveland for this pay-per-view. Something of the sort. Beautiful. And then the one at the end of the month, of course, week 4 in September. Beautiful. UFC 293. This one is going to be in London, England. Beautiful. Saturday, week 4. Beautiful. All right. So let's go ahead and kick it off with what we know is happening. Leon Edwards and Colby Covington for the welterweight championship. Beautiful. Coming off the win over Jorge Masvidal, which is not that big of an accomplishment if you ask me. Go over to UFC 292 for the light heavyweight championship. Jamal Hill and Yuri Prohaska for the light heavyweight championship. Beautiful. So we have our main events for the titles there. Were we able to figure out? Yes, that is right. We are thinking about waiting out Alexa Grasso and Aaron Blanchfield, who should be back in time to be on one of those cards. More than likely, it'll end up being on UFC 292 because the London card, I will probably look to have Englanders on the card. Paddy Pimblett will definitely be on the pay-per-view. So let's see what we can have Paddy Pimblett do. So let's go to catchweight male. More than likely, Paddy's going to be towards the top. Or is he? Is he available? I've already booked him. Did I already book Paddy? I did. I booked him on... Yep, right here. I should move this fight. Popularity in this region, low-level international. Where is he at in London? Mid-level international. I feel like I should move it and make it a pay-per-view fight. So let's do that. We're going to move this one all the way back here. Move it to main card. There we go. Now let's book a fight for this one, which is only a month away. Alexander Gustafsson. Piotr Jan. Oh boy. Henry Cejudo. Oh, that's right, because he hasn't technically lost to Sterling in this game just yet. Robert Burns coming off the win over Jorge. I like the idea of Dominic Cruz, and it's in his home state, so let's do that. Let's find something for him. Him versus Piotr Jan is very interesting. Him versus Cejudo finally happened in 2020. Sanhagen. Bob Fonts. That's actually a good one. Let's go with that. I love that fight. And then what was that looking like? High-level national. Yeah, definitely up there. High-level international. Mid-level national. Beautiful. Right before the Diaz-Lawler fight, which has already happened, and I just kind of fucked up and rebooked it because I was like, why not, I guess. All right. So let's find some more England boys and girls. that we can put on here. Corey McKenna is from London, England. Definitely not pay-per-view worthy, though, unfortunately. Conor McGregor, no. Tiffy, no. None of these guys are really... I mean, Jakashi, I guess. So... yeah, this is definitely going to be one of those kind of like shitty pay-per-views that's just, you know, protected by the main event. It looks like... Oh, Makayev, definitely. Definitely not Connor. Connor's going to be his own pay-per-view. That's going to be Chandler, and that's going to be at the end of the year, I believe. Gustafson would be nice. Let's find something for Alexander Gustafson. Him versus OSP says it could scrape onto the main card. I'm okay with that. Definitely not going to do him versus anybody who is ranked for sure. So let's get Gustafson and OSP on there. And then we have two more fights. Jack Marshman on a losing streak to Casey. So Jack Shore. Jack Shore, Ian Gary, Muhammad Makayev. Let's do Jack Shore for sure. Ooh, him versus Nathaniel Wood. That would actually be a very good fight. So let's rock with that. All right, and then we got one more. Someone who's on a winning streak, and it's going to be Ian Gary or Makayev. Let's do Makayev. He's ranked at 13th. Somebody who is higher than him. Alex Perez. Yeah, that's the highest available guy right now. I mean, to gear, Makayev would probably win. Yeah, let's rock with Alex Perez. Former title challenger, definitely a bigger ask of Makayev. We'll rock with that. You know what's kind of shitty? That seems like a pay-per-view that the UFC would make in London. Just like title fight, Paddy Pimblett, the rest of the card kind of eh. You know what I mean? And then UFC 292, this is where we can get a little bit more creative, have a couple more fights with some popular fighters because they need to actually sell the tickets rather than in London where they only go every now and again. So Ohio, any female fighters who are popular that we can utilize? Not too many. Carla Esparza, low-level national, coming off a loss. Angela Hill, Tatiana Suarez, low-level national. It's not looking likely. Let's see what else we have. Piotr Yan, Henry Cejudo. Do I do those two? Yan and Cejudo. I like that. I like that. Definitely in game it's a comeback fight for Cejudo, but it's definitely not a comeback fight. But let's do this. Even though, sheesh, he's coming off quite a few losses. Yan and Cejudo, that's a good one. Gilbert Burns, he's coming off the win over Masvidal in game. Gon versus Pavlovich, that's what I wanted to make. Only mid-level national, but that is a very, very, very big deal of heavyweights fights. So we're going to do it anyways. And we got two more fights to book. Gilbert Burns would be cool if he was one of them. Paulo Costa, Merab, Bilal Muhammad, who has not beaten Gilbert Burns in this game, so maybe we make him again. We could do that. Yeah, let's do it. Let's make Bilal earn it again. All right. And then we got one more fight to book. Vicente Luque, no, losing streak. Corey Sandhagen would be cool. Paulo Costa would be cool. Sandhagen versus Dvalishvili would be a great fight. Sanhagen versus Dvalishvili would be a great fight, but it also would be a fight that could main event a fight card. Let's see, who's coming off a winning streak? Bo Nickel? I can see, yeah, they are going to put Bo Nickel on a main card. Ian Gary, definitely someone that they're trying to build up. Yeah, let's do that. Let's find someone for Ian Gary to beat up. Not by popularity. Let's find someone who he's definitely favored against. Like Warley Alves. Yeah, let's go ahead and rock with... yeah, let's rock with that. I'd say that's a pretty good card. Low-level international. Mid-level national. Mid-level national. Okay. So that's how it's going to crumble. Hill versus Prohaska. Leon versus Covington is booked. Now let's figure out what we are booking in between that. So we know we have that one main event that we really liked in bantamweight. Merab versus Corey Sandhagen. But we need another main event. Ooh, something very interesting. We need a... Let's move Davison, first of all, to bantamweights. Good. Okay. Davison is at bantamweight now. Let's see, any Esparza versus Rodriguez? I feel like that's happened recently. It has in 2020. Esparza won. And Esparza's not really a main event kind of gal right now. I did want Blanchfield to be on that pay-per-view. I should save her a spot. So let's go back to let's go back to Hill Prohaska. Gon and Pavlovich. Can I see that being their own main event? I could. Maybe if it was in France. Is he popular at all anywhere? Mid-level national in Europe. That's about it. I mean, let's do it, right? Let's go to France. I say we go to France. And we do that. So let's make that week 1. And then week 3, we're doing the bantamweight main event. Merab and Corey Sandhagen. He's from Colorado, but that's happened recently. So let's just go down the states list, I guess. Connecticut, Colorado. Okay, so whatever's after Connecticut. So week 1 of September. On a Saturday, throwaway show. Make it a UFC fight night. In France. France, there we go, baby. Yep, Gane versus Tuivasa, so we're going right back. Boom, in France, main events, yes sir. And it should be main events. Great main event, love to see it. All right, and so now week 3 of September. You can always book a strong main event as the co-main. It'll still boost the quality of the event if it's bigger than the main. Yeah, I know. It's just right now I'm trying to just essentially book as many fights as I can, get fighters popular. Right now, in the beginning of saves, you're always going to eat a shit sandwich, just because I'm trying to book a fight card every week, just like the UFC is. And the fight cards are going to be crappy as a result. Once, we're 5 months, 6 months, a year down the line, once everyone's had a couple fights in them and everyone's a little bit more popular, then that's when we start to see returns, a lot more profits. We are profitable. I do this all the time because sometimes popularity doesn't make sense. You lose too much money at the start. Yeah, no, for sure. I get what you're saying, because the real main event fight, let's say for this, the real main event fight should be Gon Pavlovich, just on the sole fact that it's number 2 versus number 3. Pavlovich is not very popular. He's just not. But let's say I were to throw another fight on there and it's high-level national. I'm still going to put this one as the main event, just because that makes sense. But I do get what you're saying, Netsky. Alright, trying to remember what I was doing. I was setting up that other show, week 3 in September. Throwaway show. Sanhagen versus... Just for shits and giggles, we'll put that one on ESPN. It literally has nothing, zero effect whatsoever. The only change is, instead of ESPN Plus being the network, it's ESPN, the actual channel, the TV station. And we're going down the list. So Delaware, I'm not going to Delaware. Florida. Yeah, we'll go to Florida. We're definitely not going to Delaware, because that would make us zero money whatsoever. Throwaway show. All good there. And we know what our main event is going to be. Sanhagen and not Davis and Figueiredo, although that would be interesting. Merab versus Sanhagen. And that is essentially for a title shot. Should, what's his name? Should Aljamain lose, should O'Malley win, this sets up Merab for an actual title shot if he were to win this fight. Otherwise, he's just winning fights against contenders for no reason, which is what he's doing right now. Let's see. Gon versus Pavlovich. Let me bust out the trusty wheel. It still has all the entries that I got from last time. Let me just make sure. Flyweight, bantamweights. Let me add women's featherweights just because. Like I said before, I'm sure this is how the UFC books their fights as well. So welterweights. All right, so let's book ourselves a welterweight fight here in good old France, going off the popularity, because that's how I book, essentially just to get the most popular fighters booked first. And then for the prelims, I go all the way down to the bottom of the popularity, and I just book whoever's available. Now, I don't want them to be on a winning streak anymore. Let's go ahead and reset that. Neil Magny fighting in France is an interesting idea that I am okay with. So somebody ranked like Michel Pereira. I think Michel Pereira's fighting Wonderboy in real life. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that could be a very fun fight. Neil Magny and Michel Pereira does not sound as fun, but let's go ahead and do that. And it said it could probably main event. Yeah, exactly. All right, so we got another fight to book, but let's go ahead and skip over to this one, so that way the popularity is kind of evened out. I'm not going to remove it. We're just going to spin the wheel again. And the only reason that we're doing this right now is just because everyone is unbooked, essentially. So until we have people that have not been booked, this is how we're going to do it. Women's bantamweight. Let's find a bantamweight fight to book that would make sense to be on the main card, and it does not look like any of these would make any sense at all. So we're going to go ahead and skip that one. And we have women's featherweight, which makes even less sense. Unless we can figure something out. No. No way. It sucks because none of the women's fighters are any popular. So, and we have women's featherweight again. So let me just remove women's featherweights and women's bantamweight just for right now. And we have light heavyweight. Book ourselves a light heavyweight fight. Via popularity, it looks like Rakic is pretty popular. Him versus Krylov. I do not hate that. I do not hate that fight. Krylov has been on a bit of a tear. This would be Rakic's return fight from that shitty situation that he had when he was fighting Jan Blachowicz. That's a potential main event in Florida, which is crazy. Let's go back over here. And it looks like it's going to be lightweight unless it stops. And it's going to be flyweight. All right, so let's book ourselves a flyweight contest. Zhumagulov. Wow, there are no popular flyweights here, huh? Let's go by ranking. Ulanbekov and Albazi, maybe. Said it would be a main show fight. So let's go ahead and do it. Couple, good flyweights. Can't imagine it'd be a bad fight. It's just not very popular, but that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Ow, I just stubbed my toe. That's okay. And a featherweight contest. So we go to ESPN. We're going to book ourselves a featherweight contest. Jonathan Pierce. Wow, there are no popular featherweights here, huh? Oh, by ranking. Whoops. Doo-Ho Choi. We love that kid. Cub Swanson. We can do a rematch. That would actually be pretty lit. But him versus Ryan Hall. No, I don't really like that, honestly. Darren Elkins versus Doo-Ho Choi would actually be pretty cool. Because they're both just gonna swing and bang. You love to see that. I'm down for that. So that was low-level national. And this one is low-level national. Alright, so we got 3 fights booked on each. We got 3 more to go on each card to book. Go along with 6 prelims, and we got a women's flyweight fight to book in France. And we got Marina Morosh, high-level regional out of Ukraine. Oh, we got Fior. Well, let's find someone for Manon Fior to fight. Crap. He's already beaten Maya. He's definitely not fighting Grasso. Karine Silva. Jillian Robertson. Let's see. Where can she fight at? She can fight at bantamweight. Who's up at bantamweight? Juliana Pena. Araujo. Let's see. Is anyone coming back soon? Tyler Santos just won her fight, and she is coming back. Has she fought Fior? She is not. Lauren Murphy just won, and she's back even sooner. And she has not fought Fior either. So I know that Fior is going to be fighting, so let's just do that. Let's just wait it out. And we'll see who we book her up against later down the line. Probably going to end up being there-ish. Another women's strawweight fight. I doubt we have popularity there. Carla Esparza. Angela Hill. To get Carla Esparza a win back. Marina Rodriguez versus Tisha Torres. They've already fought. Rodriguez versus Angela Hill. But who's Esparza supposed to fight? Because there's really not... Yeah, no. So it's got to be Esparza, and it's going to be Angela Hill. Which it says it would be a decent main event. Because it's mid-level national. She was just the champion, so I guess that kind of makes sense. Let's go and remove women's strawweight, because that's probably not going to have much to go on there. Looks like middleweight. Middleweight. John Strickland. And Paulo Costa. That should be its own main event, I feel. Or at the very least on the US card. Let's see if that would work on the US card. It definitely would. So we're going to do it on this US card. It said it could main event. And no, we're going to leave it at that. But that's definitely going to be the co-main event. Alright, so we need to find another one for the France card. A couple of pretty good cards being put together here, if I do say so. As we have a lightweight fight to book. In France. Got a popularity. Got our boy Mark Madsen, Michael Johnson. What about Mark Madsen versus Michael Johnson? We can do that. So let's do that. Beautiful. And that was low-level national. Low-level national. Going to be right around there. And then they both have 5, so let's keep it going here. Light heavyweights. Let's see, Dustin Jacoby. At that point, let's just go by ranking. Okay, yeah, Dustin Jacoby. Okay, let's actually go by popularity. No, they fought already. Devin Clark and Jacoby. Pretty crappy fight, but sure, let's rock with that. Low-level regional, and this one is mid-level regional. Alrighty. So we have our 6 booked here. We just need one more. And it's going to be a lightweight fight. Jim Miller, Gregor Gillespie in his return fight after a couple years. I like the idea of Gillespie. Who should be fighting a ranked fighter. Him versus Jalen Turner. Let's rock with that. Low-level national. Okay. We are all set. So we got Sanhagen versus Dvalishvili, and we've got Gon versus Pavlovich. All set to go. The only one that needs to be booked is Manon Fior. She needs an opponent. She needs an opponent. And now we can book up all the prelims, which is the most fun part. Let's go over to... Oh, right. Might as well add Grasso, because we are waiting on her challenger for the women's flyweight championship. Oop. Beautiful. Let's go to the prelims. Let's find ourselves some popular fighters that we can put on here. Someone like Mackenzie Dern at strawweight. Someone like Mackenzie Dern at strawweight. Trisha Torres, she's already fought her. Tatiana Suarez, that's a little bit of a jump. She would definitely beat Mackenzie Dern, it would appear. These two have already fought. Let's just go by ranking. Okay, yeah, Dern versus Pinheiro. Pinheiro is on a little bit of a winning streak, so we can rock with this. And she's not well known enough, so she doesn't want to fight her. Okay. She's going to end up having to fight... What about Jessica Penne? Nope. Okay. Okay, screw you. You're going to have to fight Tatiana Suarez. I was literally trying to protect her and not make her fight Tatiana Suarez, but such is life. Hebos and Torres, if we can make that fight, that would be pretty good. I'm down with that. Alright. And we got 4 more fights to book. Let's go to the men's side of things. Jim Miller. Jim Miller, let's find him a fight. Just something that would be kind of an even matchup for him. Like Mike Davis on a bit of a winning streak. Like that. Let's go ahead and rock with that one. And then the London one is going to be all English fighters, so that's fine. Oh, that's right. How many are on the prelims? 8. So 8 actually prelims that we need to book. So quite a few more. He's on a losing streak, so let's go ahead and do Luque. Luque and Nickel. Let's go over to middleweight for Bo Nickel. Joaquin Buckley, bit of a step up for him, only his second fight. So let's do something where he is favored. Like Ian Heinisch. He was ranked at some point. He was as high as 10th or something, I believe. At one point, Ian Heinisch. Alright. Of Swanson versus Ryan Hall. I'm down with that. Very interesting fight. And we got 3 more to book. Chase Hooper, I'm down to book him as well. Against Hakeem Dawodu, no, I want to protect the kid. I believe he's won a fight. Yeah, I kind of want him to be favored, so let's go with this one. And we got 2 more to book. Vicente Luque. Him and Chaos Williams would be kind of fun. Ooh, the Leech. Coming off a victory, Max Griffin. Okay. Randy Brown, he beat him already. Yeah, let's do Max Griffin. Alrighty, and then we got one more fight to book. Walt Harris. Let's do heavyweight Ilir Latifi against Walt Harris. Okay, let's do this. Let's do Latifi versus Chibura. Beautiful. All right, so beautiful. All right, so prelims are done for that one, and then for this one, all Londoners, or at least English people, I guess. Hometown fighter, yes. Bukowskis from England. Let's see, females, none. Well, we know Corey McKenna. She's literally says right there from London, England. I don't believe there's anybody else from England. Oh, Ashley Evans Smith? No. White American? I guess not. All right, so Corey McKenna, women's strawweight. Number 19, she should be fighting up, but I'd rather she get a win because she's so young. So let's have her fight Jessica Penne. Gives her a favorable matchup. All right, so out of the men, it says there's only 2. Which I find very hard to believe. But we'll go ahead and book them. Light heavyweight and bantamweight. There's way more than 2, I know that for a fact. Like Davy Grant's right there from England. Let's just do the 2 of them, huh? Basharat and Davy Grant. Kauskis. Go ahead and just do this one. I really wish there was a way you could sort it by marketable. Is that what it said? By Englishman, you know? Yeah, I don't get it, but oh well. So let's see if I can spot out any others that are English from the top of my mind. Evelyn Martins? No. O'Day Osborne? He's from Jamaica. Nope. Jack Jenkins, he's from Australia. Okay, Murphy and Amir Khani. Lerone Murphy and Dawo Do. Go ahead and do that. Amir Khani versus Mowgli Benitez. Danny Henry. Versus Julian Arosa. We got two more. Mark Chikashi versus Jai Herbert. And Danny Roberts versus Nicholas Dolby. Okay. We were able to accomplish what we kind of wanted to do with the prelims here. And we're all set. No, we are not. We have the prelims on here to book. Okay. Good. So we got 6 and 6 to book. And for this, from now on, I'm just going to go off which division has the most people to be booked, essentially. Like women's featherweight, no way, dude. Let's do it based off of how I normally do it more than 6 months ago. Anybody? Nope. Okay, more than 3 months ago. There we go. Now we're cooking a little bit. All right. Ducote versus Oliveira. Boom. Go all the way down to the bottom. Lucindo versus Gato. Boom. It would appear to be lightweight. Lightweight and featherweight. All right, so we got Tucker Lutz versus Sungwoo Choi. Boom. Eric Silva versus Bill Algeo. Boom. EJ Brown versus Lucas Almeida. Boom. And then we got one more. This one at lightweight. Jordan Levitt. Isn't it that guy that lost Patty? Yep. Terrence McKinney, that's my boy. Lost via knockout pretty recently, unfortunately. All right, so those are the 6. Go ahead and do the 6 here. Go to middleweight. Alice Karoff versus Fluffy Hernandez. Petrosian versus Bruno Silva. No way, dude. Versus Stoltzfus. Another lightweight. Got Rebecca. Versus Malarkey. Costa versus Zellhuber. let's just keep rocking with the lightweights. Rodrigo Vargas versus Alex Reyes. There we go. And we got one more fight to book. Let's just make it a random bantamweight fight. Got Nakamura against Victor Henry. No, he's ranked. Marcus McGee. Looks 50, but he's 33 apparently. All right, so we got our 6 there. Beautiful. We are all booked for the month of September. And yeah, we're looking good. We are looking good. Gane versus Pavlovich. Hill versus Prohaska. With Grasso to fight Aaron Blanchfield in the co-main of that one. And then Gane versus Pavlovich. Fior going to fight someone in the flyweight division. Sanhagen versus Dvalishvili, which looks like a very good card, actually, for an ESPN card. This one, decent. And then UFC 293, Edwards versus Covington from London. Love to see it. I appreciate you guys as always. I'm Adrian Pelayo. AZPelayo21 is the channel name. Next time that I see you guys will be for UFC on ABC. Usman versus Chimaev. Kamaru Usman taking on Hamzat in the main event of that one. Also got Rose Namajunas back in action. Kevin Holland, Holly Holm, Mateusz Gamrot. This is a very good card, actually, for a TV card. So I hope that you guys enjoy it. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking about the series thus far. Appreciate it as always. I'll see you guys at the fights.